What are the risks associated with tax lien investments and tax lien certificates? What are the risks associated with tax lien investments and tax lien certificates? So I just want you to understand what are risk factors. Every investment has a risk factor, and here at Primetime Home Buyers, we want to be honest and upfront as possible with any investor. We also stress many concepts that you need to be aware of. So if you hear certain concepts repeated consistently throughout these modules, that means those are things that you need to keep on your brain and be aware of. This is why we review certain concepts for you. So let's go on to what's the risk factors. The complete truth. Tax liens are not risk-free investments. Risk for tax liens to be redeemed by the property owner. The property owner may redeem their property back, and you just receive your interest and penalties after you make your investment. Factors that may interrupt buying power. Accumulation of debt. If you receive a tax lien certificate and it's time for you to redeem, and this person has so many different liens on them, that becomes a problem to you as an investor. If you have an abundance of residual income, it will not be a problem because you will be able to pay those liens off to receive the property if it's worth it. Some properties are worth it. For instance, if you have a property worth $125,000, you invest $2,500, and the person has $10,000 in liens on that person's home, you can pay the $10,000 in lien, which accumulates your investment to $12,500, in which you can sell the $125,000 property for a short sale of $100,000 and receive your profit beyond your expectation. But you have to be aware, and that's why we say do your research. You can check to see if these properties have liens on it before you even get to the auction. Make sure that you don't invest in junk property. You can, even as home buyers, going into the market regular with mortgage companies, the best thing to do is have the home assessed. Why not have the home assessed? You may not be able to do it prior to you buying it, but do as much of your due diligence as possible. See how old the home is. Maybe do a circle around the home. Maybe have a realtor look at the home and give you an assessment based on that. There's so many factors that you can find out to do researches on homes before you actually buy it. So as a new investor, that's why we stress at Primetime Home Buyers to go in the slow route. Take your time, learn all your avenues, and then you become efficient. Then you can do as much as you want, as fast as you want. Bankruptcy as well. Please understand that the homeowner can slow down the process or actually stop the process by filing for bankruptcy. So there, I will ask you, Primetime Home Buyers suggest that you always have lawyers on reserve that is well rounded on the subject matter of tax liens, foreclosure, and bankruptcies. It's good to have a great list of connects when it comes to business that deals with real estate or any business that you're in. Always have connects. Litigation. Litigation can slow down the process. Sometimes home buyers know the actual ways to slow down the process, in which you received in Module 3 some helpful hints on how to slow down the tax lien process. But that will not stop you completely from receiving the home. So be aware. Certificates declared invalid due to procedures errors. Now, I wanted to tell you that, and you have to be aware of what you receive. Primetime Home Buyers has been directly affected at one point within their tax lien purchases from a county that was issuing tax liens improperly. So we'll go over that as a bonus feed on how to avoid getting bad tax liens from counties in which that can happen. It's all based on how the tax lien is written up. So see below for bonus information in regards to what happened with Primetime Home Buyers and the defaulty tax lien. Risk factors. Accumulation of debt. In some situation, tax debt can accumulate on the property. As I mentioned to you, as a tax lien holder certificate that plans to foreclose, you might get caught up in the debt. So I did explain to you what you may have to do if you don't do your due diligence and you find the property has other debts on it and you want the property. Do research through the county to see if there's any other tax liens on the property before investing in the property. As I told you, some counties have up to 2 years to redeem. So if you invest in the first year that person was late on their tax lien and you don't follow up for the next year to redeem the next tax lien that's issued, because the person still is in the home for the 2 years, and if they don't pay the taxes for that next year, that accumulates, which create another tax certificate, which give another investor the right to invest in that tax lien. When his time to redeem is there, he has the right to redeem, his or yours. Due to the fact that your tax lien will be redeemed first, you can foreclose first because you have priority, but you must pay that second tax lien holder to receive the property. All right? I like the risk of bankruptcy. As a homeowner, bankruptcy is a legal loophole that can cause trouble, delay in the lien process. Bankruptcy can halt any kind of collection efforts, period. Interest penalties for the foreclosure on bankruptcy can halt any kind of collections effort, period. Okay, so contact specialists in bankruptcy in the state for your legal support. You always have to have a backup plan. Everybody doesn't know everything. We have many people who are very, very well-rounded in the subject of tax lien. If you do a little investigation, you'll have them right on your payroll or right in your portfolio. Good news, tax lien claims hold priority claim, so when the bankruptcy is resolved, you will be the first in line to get paid. Okay? Mitigate the risk factors. Okay, so it's called mitigation, y'all. Try to eliminate the risk factors. You always have to think ahead. Think ahead. Research is the key. Do your due diligence. Avoid fixer-uppers. Talk to people in the area. Go to the local stores if you can. Research the colleges in the area. Find out what the people feel about the area. Local businesses, you can see how they're rated, how they're reviewed. Tally your expenses possibly if you receive the property, including taxes, including insurance, and other charges that you may incur as being a new homeowner. Consider the appreciation of your rental property. So you have to consider what type of damages or what needs to be fixed that actually takes away from the price value that it says on the market. Determine your cash on hand return. If you're renting just to invest, know what you will possibly receive back. Understand if the county is dealing with compound interest or simple interest. This will make you have a well understanding of what you may receive back pertaining to your initial investment. If you don't do adequate research, the property you bid on may be junk property. We are stressing it. You don't want junk property. Please, guys, because it's going to cause you to more hell and fury than anything than having junk property. You have to pay taxes on it and everything. Avoid any damages like piping, electrical, roofing, or foundational issues. If it's any issues like those, just walk away. Walk away. Okay, guys? Avoid fixer-uppers and junk properties at all costs. The thinking and planning process. Now, alright, we got our foundational information down. Now we understand what a tax lien is. We understand what a tax deed is. We understand what an over-the-counter sale is. We understand what an auction is. And the process of finding out information about all of these processes. Now, determine your investment objective. What do you want to do? Do you want to invest just for interest, for residual income? Or do you want to acquire property and land? Determine the amount of time and cash energy investment. Determine how much you have based what you want to spend and invest. Please. We also offer a bonus program in regards to budgeting and savings. We'll be coming out with that in the next 6 months, which will help you determine what's an asset versus what's debt, what's going to be your actual liability, and what can help you balance your home portfolio. Okay? Select the market to invest in. Know your market. Know the community. You may get a home today, and then next year the property value drops significantly, and it could have been avoided you from purchasing the property if you just did a little research and started to pay attention to the trends of what was going on in the area. You find out if there's a lot of crime, is it burglary, is it homicide, is it drug dealing, anything going on. These things would eventually affect your property value. Determine geographical area in which you invest. Now, we all have our preferences of who we want to be around and who we decide to do business with. So this is the prime time for you to decide where you want to be when it comes to geographical area. Thinking and planning. The research process. Highlight properties within your budget. Sometimes it's good to highlight properties outside of your budget because you got to make a wish list. You got to have high hopes. So you find them dream properties, you put them to the side, and you just know that one day you'll be able to get them. But highlight the properties within your budget. Highlight properties in the best areas to invest in. Highlight single family residence only. And the reason why I say that right now, you can go into a dual residence if you feel like you can handle that. But the best approach, as mentioned before in class 3, is to move into that dual home, and then you will have your place to live and a residual income. Obtain property profiles. They're all available online, and we'll show you through different modules where you can go to read property profiles. Envision the property that you want. As I said, you look for properties within your budget, but then you may just jump out the pocket. Look for $1 million property and just put it to the side. I'm just playing. Well, a property that's outside of your budget. You always have to have a dream, because when you have a dream and you have a vision, you have a pathway to get into that some way, somehow. Primetime home buyers support your dream of ownership. Picture the property. Order subdivision maps. View the homes for sale in the same area and neighborhood. Contact real estate agents. Request relocation package. You can receive that information from the local chambers of commerce. This will give you a lot of information about the property, not the property per se, but the area, what's going on in there, what's the politics, what type of environment that you are planning on investing in. You can do that all before you move in, or all before you invest. Tally your expenses. I suggest a module that you can find online. It's called Use Bigger Pockets Realtor Property Calculator to help calculate your expenses. So I'll show you a little video where we'll go down to that website and we'll use it to show you how to help calculate your possible expenses. So you want to keep in mind that you'll possibly have maintenance costs, minor and major maintenance needs, but you don't want major because we paid attention. We don't want junk property. Get a good inspector. Do your due diligence. It takes a second to actually, well, a little bit more than a second to go online and look for top rated inspectors. Also, you can use the Better Business Bureau as a backup mechanism to check their ratings if they are registered with the Better Business Bureau. Tax and insurance, you have to keep that in mind that you receive the home. You will have to pay tax and insurance. Property management, it's about 10% of the monthly rent, so be aware of that where it comes to lawn keeping, sewage, and garbage. Some counties make you pay for that. using such garbage water, heat, and electricity. As I mentioned, you have to keep some type of running water through the property, so it's good. Even though you won't have no one in it, if you're not there, you want to get the water running, because you don't. It depends on the location. You wouldn't want the pipes to freeze or other damage to occur. Determine your cash on hand return rate. Key: never spend what you do not have. Find investors. Talk to them about this program. Show them the program. Once you are well-rounded in the program, you'll be able to be a teacher and teach people about this as well. You will find a lot of people who would love to invest in someone who are able to gain properties and actually give them a big return on their investment. Start small and work your way up. We always say start small and work your way up. Little incremental investments you will find will do you justice. Looking into the future, think ahead. We always want you to think ahead. You hear what we stress here in Primetime Home Buyers. We want you to be active thinkers, active critical thinkers. Calculate your capitalization rate, what you may get. Is the property investment worth it? Is it worth everything that you may spend in this property based on all the information you find? And it seems like, it's a lot of research, but once you're able to get into the flow of it, you can be researching 3 or 4 properties doing the same steps as I taught you in class 2 and 3 and now 4.